There we go.
Hi guys, it's me again.
Asman did not go live yesterday. He had to take his dad to the doctor. Hopefully all is well. But he did, like myself, get irritated enough with this that I've got 2 videos of this. Much like the Epstein content, release the files! We've got to deal with this now. This is a new thing that we're gonna have to deal with collectively. Now that the gaming world is fixed from the woke bullshit, now we've got this shit. It's like the Karens don't know when to fuck off and mind their own fucking business. Per typical Karen, culture.
And today we're going to talk about the parasite that is payment processors, primarily Visa and MasterCard, in between their very busy schedule of scamming random financially illiterate people into contracts with credit cards that have 30% interest.
Yes.
They've somehow also managed to fuck up the internet at the same time.
Yes.
So recently there's been a group called Collective Shout, which is
Go into a padded room!
I know this might surprise you, a militant group of obnoxious Karens from, I believe, Australia, but let's be honest, it's going to be all over the world, that have gotten together to bully and attack Visa and MasterCard.
What they don't understand is the internet is filled with a bunch of people, and the internet is bigger. There are collectively more people. And I look forward to watching this unfold.
Into refusing service with Steam and pressuring Steam to remove certain games off of Steam because these games hurt their feelings. Oh no, it's an incest game. Oh no, it's a fucking not safe for work game. It's a porn game.
It starts there and it always devolves into more. They always take more. They never stop. It'll always be something. It's going to be the new people that try to control the market. That's always what it is.
Who gives a fuck? Who cares?
Exactly.
The thing is that, and this is the big issue that I have, I'm very agitated about this because I see where this is going.
Yep.
It begins with the incest games and it ends with whatever the fuck they want.
Exactly.
And so if anybody...
And it doesn't stop until you make it stop.
Remembers back in the 2000s, if anybody 3,000 years ago, whenever they were talking about how Grand Theft Auto is causing school shootings and these video games are causing this stuff, what's to stop these disgusting fucking annoying Karens from being able to bully these processors into effectively not allowing us to play the video game?
Well, like Charlie said in the prior video, hopefully it goes up and it's not after, but it's so bad that they want to take out any games that have women dying and burning and any games that have children in distress. So it's kind of crazy to think that it's okay for men to go through this, but not women or children. There's so many good games in movies that have children being snatched where the protagonist has to go and save them. But, you know, what do we know, right? We're fucking stupid. It's not like haven't had to deal with this for over 100 years. Like, this is just so stupid.
Not allowing us to consume the content that we want, and fundamentally, at a very, very basic level, limiting our freedom of expression through effectively looking at the chain, finding the weakest link in the chain, and taking as much advantage of it as possible. And I want to say another thing. Collective Shout and every other Karen Incorporated group, every other bullshit advocacy group that's trying to bully these payment processors, they are the symptom and they are not the disease. Because if you get rid of them, there's just going to be another one that replaces them.
It's not that it's incest games. It's that it starts with the bad games and it ends with all the games. They were trying to take down Grand Theft Auto 5 and Detroit Become Human because there were scenes in there where women were getting killed and there were scenes in Detroit where kids were getting stressed out. So it doesn't stop until they want it to stop. And that's how it is. It's the road to hell is paved on good intentions, but their road to hell is paved on their own intentions. So it stops when they get rid of games that they don't want. That's what they want. It has nothing to do about being good. It has everything to do about censoring as much as they can because they can. That's what it's about. It's about control.
that does the exact same fucking thing. The disease is the payment processors and the fact that they can act effectively as a cartel. They have total autonomy to deny service to anybody for any reason if they think that it will affect their brand. Well, why don't we go ahead and think about this in any other utility or any other service?
It gets bad.
Imagine if you can't get electricity because, oh, well, you use that electricity to go on websites that people disagree with or they don't like. And I have no problem with them denying service to something that is illegal, by the way. I think that's totally okay. But whenever these people want to create their own moral legality and then use these payment processors as a pseudo-government to enforce it as a pretty much monopoly...
This is the same people that also censored Japan manga. These are the same people that have been pressuring Visa and MasterCard to censor the manga. And guess what? They succeeded. And I'm not talking about like the hentai and shit like that. I'm talking about like actual censorship. No longer will there be short skirts and big titty bitches in manga. No longer will you see like, you know, the fan service. We're not talking about hardcore like actual naughty stuff. We're talking about like some of the stuff that you barely would see anyway. It starts small and it always escalates to bigger. They knew that they were able to change the Japanese and Chinese markets on manga, and they took it and they ran with it.
Across the entire internet, that's not a free market, that's a fucking cartel.
Yes.
And I think they need to be regulated. I definitely do, and I think that's the only way that this actually solves itself. Now, obviously, it's great if we had...
It does blow my mind that Visa and MasterCard, knowing how many people use their services, are actually folding to these people. Like, how big is this?
Payment processors come into the space, and I know that a lot of people talk about crypto as a solution to this. I understand that. I personally think that you need to have more regulations.
That sounds like a political problem. That doesn't sound like a gaming problem.
Financial stuff, but that's a different conversation. The one thing that I think we can all agree on is that the current situation is bad.
It's bad.
And
like, you do realize that two of the biggest platforms within a matter of a week, not to mention the entire culture of Japan, have been censored. And like, it took them a while to get Japan, but it took them a matter of like 2 weeks. They have completely censored Steam, and they've completely censored itch.io. You understand how big this is? And they're still trying to go after Grand Theft Auto and Detroit Become Human. I'm not even a fan of Detroit Become Human. It's the fact that just because you can doesn't mean you should.
Anyway, so the issue that we have right now is that these payment processors are able to effectively limit our freedom of speech, limit our freedom of expression, tell us what we're allowed to see and what we're not allowed to see on the internet.
It's just like if you got monetized and you got a sponsor with Adidas or Vans or Nike. Let's go with Nike. Everyone knows who Nike is. You got a brand deal with Nike, and you go on and you say to somebody, go fuck yourself. And then Nike gets on, and they're like, you can't say that or else we're going to pull your sponsor. And then you think about it, aren't these the same people that have, like, allegedly have child labor in China to make their shoes? You want me to accept your morals? And you want me to expect to say, like, to go with your morals on what I should and shouldn't do? You can take that sponsor back, brother. I don't need it. Hell no.
Denying service and refusing to do business with these different companies. Now, you might think that this is freedom of association, and to a certain degree you'd be right, but the problem is that it's not a free market. If it was a free market, you would have some companies that would be willing to do it and some companies that would not. But the issue is because Visa and MasterCard control such a large market share of
it's a monopoly.
Processing market.
Say it what it is, it's a fucking monopoly. Our laws against monopolies in the US have failed us. And a lot of that has to do with all of these people dismantling our laws for monopolies. All these rich people that want to get richer have single-handedly dismantled monopolies as a whole, monopoly laws as a whole. And let me explain to you what I mean by that. You remember back whenever Elon Musk bought Twitter how they were going to try to sue him, or like how they were going to try to sue him, but we've got all these other corporations that are like Walmart that pop up in a small town, and then they collectively cannibalize every business around. They use it when they want to because they use it when they want to when it benefits them.
What that causes is it causes people to be forced effectively into using them as a service. And in the same way that you guys know this, if you live in an area that only has maybe one power service, or you live in an area that only has one internet service,
yep,
oftentimes that service is either, there are two outcomes, guys.
It's really good or it's really bad. And let me tell you something, when it's bad, even the customer service is bad because they don't fucking care. And you know why they don't care? Because they know they're the only internet service provider in that area. What the fuck are you gonna do, bitch? I know because I've dealt with it. AT&T sucks. They suck. I would not want to get sponsored by AT&T if my life depended on it. I don't like AT&T. I don't like their customer service. I've had to deal with them 4 times in my life. And all 4 of those times, I had the service for approximately 1 week and said, fuck this.
Regulated, or it's garbage. And sometimes it's both. But I can guarantee you one thing, it's certainly not good. Mm-hmm. And the fact is that I understand some people might be against regulation. But I've got to tell you, okay, if you're sitting on the internet using your smartphone complaining about regulation, you might as well just be a fish complaining about water. Everything is regulated.
Yep.
Your car is regulated, your phone is regulated, the battery in your phone is regulated, the data your phone receives is regulated. Everything in the world is regulated, but we're somehow supposed to think that, oh wow, these billion-dollar companies that, by the way, how the fuck does a credit card company make money? Oh, that's right, by scamming stupid people who don't understand math out of money. Right.
Every time you use a credit card, no matter what kind of card it is, 33% interest as a standard across all boards. A lot of people don't know that. It won't even say that in your statement sometimes. It's 33% interest.
It off as a loss whenever they don't get the money back, and then being able to say that, oh, well, it's okay, we're not going to pay this off as a tax, because guess what, we didn't make any fucking money, because we're signing contracts with massive interest rates to people that are financially illiterate. Exactly. And so anyway, these companies exist as a parasite, okay? They do. They are a parasite, they steal money from people.
All the time.
Awful.
All the fucking time.
And anyway, now we have a situation that they are affecting our freedom of speech on the internet. They are affecting our freedom of expression on the internet wholesale. And it's only going to get worse. Because once these disgusting, fat, annoying, fucking, just Karens go and they realize, oh, it works one time, what do you think they're gonna do?
They already did it, Aspen. They already did it. They did it with the Japanese culture. They fucking censored manga. Manga! It's been around since like the 3000 BC era. Okay, it's a fucking stretch, but alright, just bear with me. If they did it there, obviously they knew if they were able to censor a whole fucking state, not a state, a whole country, a whole culture, they knew immediately what they could do with that power. And they're doing it now with the internet.
To just say, oh, well, that's it. Well, I heard The View got canceled today, so after this, they're gonna be fucking bored. So they're gonna keep canceling and trying to bully these companies into doing even more things. And there's another not safe for work website. Oh, well, now there's another one. Oh, well, they shouldn't have to support porn. Yeah, they fucking should. The same as your internet provider should, the same as your electricity provider should, the same as your water provider should. Can you imagine if
you know why that is? Because at the end of the day, when you work 40 to 120 hours and you just want to go home and jerk the fuck off, you shouldn't be regulated. You know why? Because we supposedly live in a free country. Now, as long as it's not illegal, it shouldn't be taken down. If it's not illegal, leave it up. It's not hurting nobody. It's not illegal. Why would it be up if it was illegal? You certainly shouldn't be able to buy it if it's illegal. But why? Like, it's not bad enough that you've got to work yourself to death 7, sometimes 6 days a week. 6 or 7 sometimes days a week, you know what I mean? And all you want to do is go home and relax and do whatever, play whatever game you want. I can't play Grand Theft Auto 5 now, or 6, or any of them, because they all have the same thing. And I can't play Detroit Become Human. You know why? Because a council of fucktards in the middle of a barren country, somewhere on the other side of the fucking world, decided that my morals aren't correct. You understand how fucking stupid that is?
Decide to turn off your fucking water or your electricity because you're going to a porn website that they don't like. It's
exactly
ridiculous. And so I think that we need to have a degree of accountability here. These companies enjoy a massive privilege in this market. They are effectively totally free to do whatever the fuck they want. And that is going to, unfortunately, negatively affect...
And you the only way to really stop this, it's not by attacking the fucktard council of Karens. It's by regulating these credit card and debit card companies and telling them they can't do this. You can't just deny someone payment. They should make it to where credit and debit cards are just like money, that no matter where you go, they can't deny it.
Everybody else. And to be honest with you guys, how many of you know somebody who has credit card debt? It probably already has negatively affected people. And so anyway, my video, what I'm talking about right now, is that I think we need to spread more awareness to this. More people need to know about this, because if it doesn't stop here, it's going to keep going into politics. It's going to keep going into different worldviews. It's going to go into religious stuff. It's going to go into every single aspect that you can possibly imagine, because these companies are gun shy and they're afraid of any degree of pushback. So the best thing that you can do, by the way, is if there's ever an instance where people are trying to push for a payment processor to not do something,
push them back.
Companies are afraid of pushback, and they're afraid of backlash. That's what they're fundamentally afraid of. So if you want to make it to where they don't do these things, and they don't make...
If there was ever a time you wanted to make a startup debit or credit card company, now's the time to do it. You would probably become a millionaire within a matter of weeks, as long as you got the right type of promotions going and people are using your stuff. I guarantee you, you would probably get a lot of people really quick using your card.
These changes, you have to be louder.
Make it to where the credit card doesn't give you 33% interest, and make it to where instead of it being 1% cash back, make it 2%. Make it 2%. If the bigger credit card companies make it 3%, make it 4%. If McDonald's is selling it for $1.55, sell that bitch for $1.54. Make it a competition again. Make it to where these companies have to fight for their space. That's why they're doing what they're doing. They don't have competition because it's a monopoly.
He's screeching.
That doesn't make it a free market. It makes it a fucking cartel.
Banshee, harpy, siren, Karens. That's what you have to do. You have to do that. And if you don't, they're going to be a lot louder than you are. And that's what's happened for the last 10 years. And luckily, now, especially in the past 3 years, the majority of the internet has basically said, hoes mad, too bad. And we've decided to ignore them. However, they have found, as I said, that one weak link, which is the payment processors. And again, they are awful, they're terrible, but they are a symptom and not the disease. We have to look at these payment processors, how much of a monopoly and everything that they control inside of any online transaction, inside of anything that you're doing in terms of money. And are they using that position in some...
No, they're not. They're not. I can tell you right now, they're not.